A very warm welcome to RTV News, and we thank you for joining us here. We hope you had yourselves a very productive day. Now, top of our edition tonight, these are our headlines.
Members of the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee have tasked the Rwanda Transport Development Agency, RTDA, to follow up on the government procurement procedures to avoid delays in various projects aimed at community well-being.
The executive director of the Green Climate Fund, Mafalda Duarte, appreciated how the aid provided by this fund is being beneficial to the Green Gicumbi project.
A very good evening to you, and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television News. My name, as always, is Sam Kalisa.
And mine, Martina Vera.
How are you doing, Martina?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
Very great. It's been a while.
Yes, glad to have the duo back.
Yes.
Yes.
For sure. So straight to business.
Yes, starting off our bulletin tonight, the members of the Parliamentary Public Accounts have tasked the Transport Development Agency, RTDA, to follow the government procurement procedures to avoid delays in various projects aimed at community well-being. We have more on this report.
Road construction in various parts of the country continues to be Rwanda's priority for development and citizen welfare. Residents around the Kabuga-Rusororo-Mudindi road, which is under construction, understand the impact of having this road. We are happy for this road because it is development to the area and the citizens. After this road is finished, our plots will add up value. Then we will be able to construct commercial buildings and establish other activities, hence creating jobs for the youth around here. Although the residents of Rusororo sector are happy that they are going to be given a tarmac road in the near future, those in Bumbogo and Kinyinya sectors have been waiting for the Masisi-Birembo-Gasanze road for a long time. The construction of this road would solve many problems they describe. It means loss because all the people who live here work from the city, and without the road, transport becomes very difficult and expensive. They just valued property and left. They did not compensate anyone. On Thursday, the RTDA management provided to the Parliamentary Account Committee verbal explanations on the errors of delayed road construction projects, delayed payments, delayed compensations, and errors in issuing tenders. MPs expressed the need for urgency in addressing these issues. The delay is very long, between 28 to 380 days in paying the VAT, equivalent to 1.5 billion Rwandan francs, as well as more than 602 million Rwandan francs withholding tax. We want explanations on paying taxes in general, as well as delayed payments for contractors, averaging to 578 days. We need explanations on that, because they might refuse to work with you again or any other government agency. Other institutions follow the procedures. We are wondering if RTDA has any exceptional way of doing it that brings about delays. Do you have any special cases to justify your delay? The Auditor General's report indicated that among 39 tenders issued, 14 exceeded completion period, while 8 tenders worth 57 billion Rwandan francs were renewed, leading to a 42 billion Rwandan francs tax delays. The agency admitted and pledged to correct these errors. We agree that there has been delays, but it was caused by different reasons, including the negotiation period, which does not depend on us alone, but other partner institutions as well. The Parliamentary Accounts Committee also received the Rwanda Broadcasting Agency for explanations on employee and equipment management, as well as issuing tenders. From Wednesday, September 6th, the Parliamentary Accounts Committee started public hearings on the queries exposed by the Auditor General's report of the financial year that ended on June 30th.
The Executive Director of the Green Climate Fund, Mafalda Duarte, appreciated how the aid provided by the fund is being beneficial to the Green Gicumbi project. Olive Nete with the report.
In Gicumbi district, various activities such as terraces, reforestation activities, tea plantation on the hills and swamps are noticed, which also assist in fighting soil erosion on the hills. Residents of this district are content of how the Green Gicumbi project has assisted them in development. Through this project, we have been able to plant tea on hills, because the previous plantation that was in swamps was destroyed by erosion. But this project also helped us to make terraces. It provided us with biogas, cows, and it also provided water tanks that collects water from the roof.
Before the start of this project, during rainy season, there will be soil erosion and all the soil would go to the swamps. But since it started, we no longer have issues of soil erosion. They also helped us with the plantation because residents wouldn't be able to make it by themselves.
The Executive Director of the Green Climate Fund, Mafalda Duarte, is visiting Rwanda for the first time in this position. She was shown various activities that were supported through the Green Gicumbi project, and she commended Rwanda's efforts in curbing the effects of climate change.
I have heard about the impacts of climate in the population, how they were suffering, and the difference that this project has made. In terms of their quality of life, in terms of income, in terms of being able to support the kids to go to school, in terms of the beautiful houses where we are right now. So it's really incredible what has been achieved in just a few years, and I commend everybody for the integrated approach that they have taken in terms of this program. So really looking at the different needs, be it in terms of infrastructure, be it in terms of seeds, be it in terms of capacity.
The Minister of Environment, Dr. Jean-Darc Mujamaria, appreciated how residents of Gicumbi make use of the Green Gicumbi project, urging them to preserve the achievements made. People who were at risk of being affected by climate change, such as rainy and sunny seasons, are now getting yield from what they sow in big quantity and with quality. And now residents have been able to multiply seeds that are climate resilient, such as Irish potato, wheat, corn and beans. This is an achievement to celebrate, and we also thank them for they have made use of this project. What we urge them is to continue to preserve all the achievements made and not to do activities that are against what was agreed. This Green Gicumbi project was initiated in 2019 with a funding of 32 billion Rwandan francs. Terraces of 600 hectares have been built and others naturally made on 850 hectares. More than 23,000 people have been employed in these projects. 100 families who lived in high-risk zones in Kaniga and Rubaya sectors were relocated in model villages. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive Nete, for that report. Now, the Ministry of Trade and Industry notes that the bilateral agreements Rwanda has signed with various foreign countries have contributed much in the country's development and investments as well. Adam Squizera with more.
Some of those bilateral agreements are signed when the head of state of Rwanda visits another country in various state visits that aims to develop the relations between Rwanda and those countries. All the agreements must be signed in Rwanda. The Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Ngabitsinze Jean Chrysostome, explains more about those agreements, especially trade agreements that are signed between Rwanda and those countries.
Agreements are the other agreements. Of course, they have too many categories, or even three, because you have what we call blocks, region blocks, like East Africa, COMESA, ECAS. Then you have a continental level. Of course, it is a region because it's at the continental level. What you have AFCFTA, and you have another multilateral like WTO and the others.
Gloria Kamanzi Wizera, a local investor who invested her business in Benin, testifies that for her, such bilateral agreements between Rwanda and Benin has opened her trading opportunities in that country.
Since that Rwanda has an agreement with Benin, I do believe one thing is that the people of Benin is assured that they will be doing business with Rwanda. So that's one good thing. And again, it will even encourage the countries, especially the companies, to approach us easily.
Apart from those bilateral agreements signed between the government of Rwanda and Benin, there are others that have been signed with other countries, including those in the region, such as the recent one Rwanda had with Kenya, which was witnessed by both heads of state in village Urugwiro, where Cliff Aganda, a Kenyan who decided to invest in the education sector in Rwanda, testifies that after the signing of these agreements in April, it became a catalyst for Kenyans and many of them to start investing in Rwanda.
It has really motivated a lot of Kenyans coming back to Rwanda basically to invest. You can see recently even the Equity bought Konje Bank, and that can tell you that a lot of business growth is going to come. Definitely it gives conducive environment for business, and it really makes us safe. You know, whenever we want to invest, we know that there is that mutual relationship between the two countries.
In this year's Rwanda Development Board's annual report, they demonstrated that last year in 2022, the country has attracted investment worth of more than $1.5 billion. This is where Minister Ngabitsinze highlights the role of these agreements in the country's development.
But in general, we are attracting more foreign investment because of those agreements, and the Rwandans now they can move from Rwanda to many countries. You have many examples, and they can bring back home money to put in our economy.
In addition to those agreements that the government of Rwanda has signed with other countries in Africa and beyond, there are other multilateral agreements, including AFCFTA, COMESA, and others. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams. Various African leaders who attended the Africa Food Systems Forum noted that the management and sustainable measures to solve the problem that threaten agriculture are among key solutions to ensure food security on the African continent.
In the presidential summit that brought together heads of state and government on the African continent who attended the Africa Food System Forum, this discussion was the core center of the discussions that was reiterated in the Africa Food System Forum in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, where these heads of state pointed out that it is a shame that Africa is listed as a hungry continent, since it is a major supplier of natural resources that could help it to be self-sufficient. They noted that the measures taken in different countries to help farmers in access of fertilizers, building markets, and improving transportation as one of the ways to make the sector self-sufficiency in dealing with the food security issues, plus building the capacity of youth and women in coping with the climate change in order to increase agriculture production as an issue that should not be ignored. Increasing the budget allocated to agriculture, they didn't demonstrate it as something they've put their efforts, but emphasized that they are going to strive for the cooperation between the public and private sector in strengthening agriculture. This presidential summit was attended by 5 presidents, including Tanzania, Zanzibar, Kenya, Burundi, and Senegal.
Still, Africa Food System Forum, various people involved in the food chain and agriculture production highlighted the need for improved funding in this sector if Africa is to be food sufficient. Our colleague Jean-Pierre Kagabo sat with Jean-Claude Rubiogo, the head of Global Bean Program, for a discussion on this matter.
I think what is needed is get the right varieties, the right products, what I call product, which is very good productivity, very good production, climate resilient, very good for the farmer, very good also for the market, so that the farmer can sell and get incomes in addition to what they eat at the household. So we need to get this variety. We need to link with the market, provide information of this variety and complementary technologies, complementary agricultural practices, and then link them to the market to see how they can access profitable market so that they can buy more seed, they can invest more in their crops. That's what is needed. You have information, you have the right variety, you have the right agronomy and the right market to incentivize the farmer and also work with industry, because if you don't work with the traders, you don't work with the people who are processing beans to other products, then the farmer does not have access to better profitable market, and they don't invest in the farms. So you need to have a kind of coordinated food system approach, looking on how everybody plays a role in order to get the promotion. It's not just beyond production, but going to the entire value chain.
What do you have to say about value addition when it comes to beans, and special attention to be paid to the beans when you see also the consumption in Rwanda?
Very important. Not only Rwanda, I think across. Cooking time for beans is between 2 and 3 hours. It's really time consuming, energy consuming. So it's a women's time. Sometimes even people don't have a very clean energy. Sometimes they don't even have the firewood and also charcoal. So what we are doing now is to shorten that cooking time. At least we are aiming to breed variety with a 30% less cooking time, but also processing beans to other ready to eat products, pre-cooked beans. For instance, Rwanda has been a pioneer in pre-cooked beans with Farm Fresh. The material they produce, very good material for direct consumption. We have also bean flour, composite flour, which beans can be grounded and make sure that they are well grounded, and then combination with other maize, maybe soybean, sorghum, and a bit of simsim, and also it can be consumed for porridge. So that will cut the energy, that will cut the time of women, that will cut also time to wait for food, and then it has more nutrition. So, and then we have also beans with the high iron too. So that has a better nutrition for the children, for the mothers, and even for the men, high iron and zinc. So it's good to process so that, because urban population don't have time to cook, but they're looking for convenient and high nutritious food. And that's why the processed food with the better nutrition comes in, not the junk food.
And moving ahead, entrepreneurs in Kigali city say that insurance companies set hard conditions, hence making it difficult for them to use their services, including fire insurance. Meanwhile, the Rwanda Insurers Association said that some of these people do not read carefully the terms and conditions of the contract. Prince Manzi with more.
Some of these entrepreneurs say that they tried to negotiate with these companies, and they were told that they operate in risky zones that usually catch fire.
They tell you that if you operate in this area, they are not providing insurance. You cannot take the risk. And then I ask myself, if this accident occurs, who will I ask for help?
These conditions led some to not even pay for insurance. What discourages some of us is the delay in payment for those having it, and they would go in courts.
For instance, around Adara building, it caught fire in February, but there was nothing done.
The managing director of the Rwandan Association of Insurers, Denise Rwakaija, explains that the insurance value goes with the value of what is insured for, and he highlights the issue of those that do not pay attention on the contract.
The seller in a renting house, his products are not insured for, and he thinks that because he pays rent, the insurance is included in the contract. But it is not like that always.
The insurance participation rate in Rwanda generally is 2%, as per the statistics of the Rwandan Association of Insurers. The management of this association states that Rwandans are to change their mindset that the insurance price is high.
For instance, your products are worth 100 million and the insurance is 5% or below, and you find that you lost all your stock because of not having security. We urge Rwandans to consider securing what they have as their income.
The statistics of the Rwandan Association of Insurers demonstrate that there was a drop in customer numbers from 28,625 in 2019 to 25,937 in 2021. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
And this marks the end of Thursday night editions of Rwanda Television News. Many thanks for being with us. And on behalf of the entire news and technical team, we do appreciate you. Up until next time.
Stay safe.
And have a great evening.